Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and welcome back to another review of a wrestling pay-per-view. Now, like I said before, um, a while ago I actually recorded reviews for WrestleMania 1 and 2, as in I got a few things wrong about WrestleMania 1, like the year. It wasn't 84, it was 85. But then I'm like, wait a minute, there were some pay-per-views before it, well, there was the War to Settle the Score, which was a special before WrestleMania 1. And then between WrestleMania 1 and 2, there was something called the Wrestling Classic, which was in November of 1985. And it was a 16-man tournament. And I'm like, you know what? This is actually on Daily Motion. Let me give this a look. Because this is something not many people, well, I shouldn't say that. I'm sure you can find tons of people talking about it who are much more experts in wrestling than me. But I figured I'd give some thoughts on the Wrestling Classic. Again, this is the one that was between WrestleMania 1 and 2. First off, it was nice. It was kind of cool that they had WrestleVision, and I'm listening to the music. I'm like, that's Back in Time from Back to the Future. That down, 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 down. I'm like, I'm ready to hear Huey Lewis sing it. But yeah, it was a 16-man tournament. It wasn't for the champion or anything. It was just a tournament. And overall, I thought it was kind of fun. It was 2.5 hours, which is definitely shorter than the WrestleManias. And some of the matches were really short. Once in a while they were a bit too short, but and to go up ahead, Junkyard Dog won the tournament. So I'm like, wow, they actually did something with Junkyard Dog. He won a tournament, and then he would never really win anything again. It's like, okay, why let him win the tournament? I guess to throw him a bone. And I didn't mean that to be any kind of pun. But you have Adrian Adonis. This is a guy that later on he would dress as in women's clothes, and he would have this shop called the Flower Shop that was trying to take the place of Piper's Pit. And Piper would later fight him in WrestleMania 3 in a fun match. But here, he was just wearing like a biker jacket. So, definitely early Adrian Adonis versus Corporal Kirshner. Now, I think in the next video I talk about who defines Corporal Kirshner. Like, did he ever do anything else? So when you see a WrestleMania 2 review, I'll be saying like, Corporal Kirshner, did he do anything else? Apparently he did. Before that, before WrestleMania 2, he was in the Wrestling Classic, where he lost against Adrian Adonis. And Corporal Kirshner, man, this guy, I mean, no wonder the WrestleMania 2 match was the flag match was like 2 minutes long, because Corporal Kirshner apparently is a very stiff wrestler. That means he'd really smack the shit out of you. No give. But he was horrible. And this was really short. Like, he does his arm drag, and the announcers, who are Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse Ventura, like a lot of these early stuff, they were the announcers. Oh, nice arm drag. I'm like, nice arm drag? Corporal Kirshner pretty much gets the guy, does like, pretty much just does this. Are you kidding me? Nice arm drag. And puts him in a headlock that lasts forever. But in the other, Adrian Adonis gets him and does sort of a version of the DDT. Slam his head to the ground. 1, 2, 3. Very short match. Nothing to it. Just shows with that shitty arm drag that Corporal Kirshner sucked. Dynamite Kid versus the Russian Nikolai Volkoff. Pretty much Nikolai Volkoff is singing his anthem. Dynamite Kid comes up, drop kicks him in the face, pins him in like 9 seconds. So yeah, like I said, a lot of these matches are pretty short. Macho Man versus Ivan Putski. Not much to this match. I mean, that's the thing. It's a short match, but a lot of these are like, I mean, probably the Corporal Cursor should have been short, but like when you have a Macho Man match, I mean, that's a. I mean, it's cool that Junkyard Dog won, and there's a couple fun stuff, but and that's the problem with me with these early wrestling pay-per-views is that it's fun to watch in a nostalgic way how wrestling was back in the day, and I like the atmosphere, and I like the old school, wrestlers, the personalities, the way the crowd was. I mean, the crowd, they'd be willing to give you the finger and, throwing shit at your face. And, the crowd, the lighting would be dark. So all the lights on the ring and everything was taken a bit more seriously. Mostly adults would go to these things. So, like, the whole atmosphere thing, that makes it fun to watch. And all seeing all these people who are no longer with us, like Junkyard Dog, Macho Man. I don't think Adrian Adonis is with us anymore, and of course Piper later on. So it's like seeing all these people is no longer with us. So that's when I say I like it. That's what I like about it. But a lot of the matches, when you look at just the match, they're not really. I mean, again, what do we have so far? Adrian Adonis, Corporal Cursor having a shitty arm drag, and then Adonis doing sort of like a version of the DDT. Dynamite Kid, he drop kicks the guy, pins him in 9 seconds. Macho Man versus Ivan Putski. Macho Man runs around, Ivan punches him, and immediately they're at the corner. Macho Man hooks him, puts his leg on the second turnbuckle, holds him down. Ref doesn't see it. He wins. So like Macho Man didn't do anything but run around, pull his leg up, and pin him, and cheating by putting his own legs up for leverage. It's like, what can you say about those matches? It's like, okay, not much to say about those matches. Ricky Steamboat versus Davey Boy Smith. This one was way too short. This one should have been a lot longer because it was getting pretty damn good. Davey Boy Smith would be the British Bulldog versus Ricky Steamboat. First of all, I like Ricky Steamboat. And he had some nice back and forth, great suplex. David Boy Smith does some drop kicks, great suplexes, drop kicks, back and forth. But then he's going for another drop kick. David Boy Smith, Ricky Steamboat gets out of the way. David Boy Smith gets taken on the ropes, hits his groin, and forfeits because of that. I'm like, okay, was this real? Did he really fuck up his groin, or was this? I know wrestling's fake, but sometimes you wonder. I'm guessing it was just okay. We can't. The matches can't be too long, so let's just have him forfeit. If it was real, then I'll admit I was wrong. But if it wasn't, it was way too damn short. I'm like, you guys were just getting started, and it's over already. That one should have been a lot longer. They should have let those guys play out. Junkyard Dog versus Iron Sheik. It was cool that JYD won. I mean, there's some choking, punches and headbutts, clothesline. Gets Iron Sheik gets him in a camel clutch, and I don't really know how JYD got out of it. It's pretty much JYD sort of went limp, and then Iron Sheik lets him go, and I'm like, wouldn't he win by that point? But then pretty much Junkyard Dog gets back up, gives him this headbutt, and pins Iron Sheik. I'm like, is this all JYD could do, or is that all that they would let him do? Because he's a Junkyard Dog. It's just basically go, okay, like, at least give him more punches and kicks and wear him down and clothesline, body slam, suplexes. I'm sure JYD can do that, but no, just some choking, some punches, and headbutts. But, I mean, he did win. This guy named Moondog Spot, which I think this is the only thing he did in WWF, versus Terry Funk. This one was a weird one because it's pretty much Terry Funk talking oh, I don't want to fight you. You don't want to fight me, right? Let's leave. They leave. Then Terry Funk tries to get back into the ring. Moondog spot there. They're struggling. Terry Funk like flips Moondog spot so he's in the ring while Terry Funk gets counted out. And that's how Moondog spot wins. I thought that was a really stupid, lame... Like, what was that about? Tio Santana versus Don Morocco, and then Paul Orndorff versus Cowboy Bob Orton. Tio versus Morocco, I don't really care about either wrestler, and like, it was okay, but it seemed like it dragged on. And I think they were both counted out. See, it's a forgivable. I can't remember the damn thing, to be honest. Paul Orndorff versus Bob Orton. There's some nice back and forth because they have some anger with each other because they used to know each other, and you definitely get some energy in that match. And Bob Orton loses because he used his cast. He had a cast for his broken arm. He's on Paul Orndorff, and Paul Orndorff wins via DQ. But that was a decent match, decent back and forth match. Paul Orndorff had some. They worked well together, I thought. Adonis versus Dynamite Kid, somewhat decent. Dynamite Kid wins. Then you have Savage versus Steamboat. Of course, this is before the WrestleMania 3 match. Got good to start off with. I mean, some head scissors to get him over the rope. Atomic drops, suplexes. But then Macho Man pulls this thing out of the shorts, pretty much like brass knuckles or whatever the hell it was. Hits Steamboat in the face, knocks him out, wins 1, 2, 3. I think that's the thing, is a lot of the Steamboat, they needed some time to do more. They were just too short. Like JYD, his matches didn't really amount to much. I mean, JYD versus Moonspot, what was it, Moondog Spot? It was pretty much, he comes in, headbutts Moondog Spot after Moondog Spot went on top, jumped, fell, landed his face on the mat, headbutts, counts, pins him. There's no referee, and he goes, and then he wins. I'm like, there was no ref. There's no fucking referee. How the hell did he win? But they're like, winner goes to Junkyard Dog. I'm like, really? Oh, actually, Tito won the Morocco. I'm sorry, I was wrong. That's how much I forgot it. Because it was then Tito versus Paul Orndorff, and that was a double count out. That was the one that I was thinking of. It's just that Tito Santana does nothing for me. He does absolutely nothing for me. He's just a plain wrestler, generic wrestler. Other than he's Latin. That's it. So they did double count out, so then you get to the big match of the night. Hogan versus Piper. You get suplex and elbow drops. They're really hard elbow drops onto Piper. Just really landing full force on him. And but then Piper gets a sleeper on him, and that's when Hogan does that finger. Like, no, I won't go down. Has them both go over the rope. Gives Piper the big boot, an atomic drop. Piper gets the chair. Where Hogan blocks it, puts Piper on the sleeper, and then I think Bob Orton comes in, and of course, DQ, because Piper really would not lose. He didn't want to lose clean. So if he had to lose, it had to be through count out or DQ. Except if it was maybe like against Bret Hart or something like that. But, you know, fun match. Hogan versus Piper always worked well together, I thought. I mean, WCW, I can't remember those matches, to be honest. But, you know, back in the day, they worked well together. He was a good hero, good villain. They were fun to watch. Plus, you know, I liked Hogan at this time was great, and I miss Piper. So then, yeah, Macho versus Dynamite, Dynamite Kid. Really nice super like suplex where they both get on the turnbuckle, and then Dynamite Kid does a suplex off the turnbuckle to Savage, which was not a normal thing back then. Like, people were like, "Oh my god!" So that was fun to watch. But pretty much after that, Randy hooked the leg and he pinned him, and Dynamite Kid thought he won, but Macho really won. And that's the thing, is that Macho doesn't really give a lot of offense. It's pretty much him getting beat up, beat up, beat up, and then he'll do something like that. Oh, I'll knock you down and pin you like this by cheating, or oh, I'll do this. And I guess that's the whole point, is that even if he gets beat up a lot, he's more smarter. But it's like, man, I like to see Macho put up more of an offense in some of this stuff. But, you know, Macho himself is still nice to see. I miss that guy, too. And then Macho versus Junkyard Dog. Fun moment where Macho has the chair, and then Junkyard Dog gets in, slams his own head against the chair, meaning, hey, that chair's not going to do anything to me. And then doing some stuff to Macho, headbutts Macho's back. Atomic drop, which pretty much picked up the guy and slam him down on his butt against the knee, which looks like he's getting his balls, but really did in his butt. Bear hug, but then Macho Man, funny enough, in the WrestleMania 2 review, I'm like, what is that thing with that Macho does? And so in the WrestleMania 2 review, I'm like, what is that thing with the hand? But it's the double axe handle. That's what it's called. Does that quite a few times at JYD, but that JYD able to punch him in the gut, and he's on the floor, and his head butting the shit out of him, headbutts him out of the ring, and Junkyard Dog wins the tournament via a countout. So the Junkyard Dog matches are not great, to be honest, but I like JYD. I like his personality. He was definitely a crowd favorite. And okay, he's the headbutt guy. It is what it is. But the thing, I mean, the wrestling classic, it's not a classic. It was short. It's a good and a bad thing. It's short because it wasn't as long as the other things of this day. But a lot of the matches are like the Steamboat. Maybe it could have worked if they had a bit more time, but there's a lot of forgettable matches. I mean, Dynamite Kid beating Volkoff in 9 seconds because of a drop kick to the head. A shitty arm drag, and then Adrian Adonis doing pretty much slamming Turbo Kirsch's head to the floor. Macho Man running away from Ivan Putski, Ivan punches, and then Macho hooks the leg, second turnbuckle. I mean, a lot of these were like 3 minutes. I mean, other than the 9 seconds long, or the Moondog spot versus JYD was like 40 seconds long. And if not, they're maybe 3 minutes long, or 4 minutes long. Not very long at all. So it's a lot of forgettable matches. I mean, if I had to be honest, it didn't make me mad, so, you know, I was having fun with it. Just because of the nostalgia, trip back through time, and this is how it was back in the day, and seeing all these. So, like, it didn't make me mad, but it's just, there's not really a lot of memorable stuff on here, other than, wow, Junkyard Dog won the tournament. So that was nice that Junkyard Dog got something. Then they did nothing with him afterward, really enough. But, I mean, it's hard to give. Like, all these pay-per-views and stuff, I don't mind them, just because of curiosity's sake. But I can't really say they're awesome either. It just, mean, it doesn't matter what I say. Give a look for yourself and form your own opinion. But just like, okay, some really quick matches and some forgettable stuff, and that's sort of the way it is. So I don't know what else to say. That's the Wrestling Classic. It's just a lot of quick matches that are kind of forgettable, and JYD won, which that was cool. But anyway, it's just my thoughts on the Wrestling Classic from 1985. Thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.